Hi, my name is Manuel Zamarripa. I am a licensed professional counselor, supervisor, and also a psychologist. There are at least three common myths, I think, in communities of color and in the field about mental health. One is that communities of color are hard to serve. They're not hard to serve if we as a field know how to serve them. So you have things like, the 50-minute hour. You have things like primarily doing services in an office. We don't usually meet them in their homes or their environments. We put the onus on the communities of color to learn our ways of doing things in the mental health field, which is problematic because the mental health field states that we are there to serve people and serve the community. Two is that communities of color kind of oppose the idea of mental health. It's not the notion of mental health or wellness. In fact, those ideas of taking care of oneself and family and community run deep in a lot of communities of color for generations historically. But it's this kind of new, if you want, a new way of mental health that we've established. The way the message is delivered, and that I think is not always congruent with communities of color. So we need to look at how we're delivering that message. Three is that communities of color are the only communities that have a stigma around mental health, and that's just simply not true. We can see across the country that mental illness and mental health in general still carry a stigma with it. It's unfair, and it again further marginalizes communities of color if we see them as the only communities that have a stigma around mental health. I think some of the things that we can do is provide more education, deliver education, information to places that communities of color frequent, community centers, schools, churches. The mental health field needs to train more and do more outreach to people of those communities that want to become mental health providers. So we need more representation in the field of those communities. We tend to look at some of these issues as solely within people. So again, never dismiss and always be inclusive of the importance of family and community when we're talking about things that are troubling us. Then I think that's going to be more relatable to a lot of people in communities of color.